Hi guys. Okay, so you guys will not believe what happened. I am the biggest idiot. So yeah, let's just see. Okay, hi guys. So you guys are here finally. Um, so let me explain what just happened, and we can all laugh about it and call me an idiot. So hi, I just did an entire stream of 40 minutes all on my own, and I didn't realize it, which is, fantastic. Um, oh my word, I am the biggest idiot. So I don't know what to do. Basically, I just read the entire thing by myself, and I have no idea if it's going to show up on the, once I put the actual stream out, which is great. But yeah, I just finished reading the entire thing. And I was like commenting, and it was great, and apparently I did all of that on my own. I'm so embarrassed. You guys will not believe this is ridiculous. I was following along on your comments and commenting on it, and no wonder no one was like responding. So what I think I should maybe do now, because I made this mistake, let me just tell you guys, basically I'm gonna see if we can air the entirety of the thing. I'm sorry, I can't believe that happened. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can air the entirety of it. And what I will do now, because I messed up so badly on my first stream, this sucks, I'm gonna instead try and read as much of the second chapter as possible so we can still have some interaction here. Originally I wasn't going to, because I'm afraid that my camera is going to cut out, like the battery's going to die beforehand. But let's just see how much my camera can handle. Sorry about that. Epic fail. I think probably one of the most epic fails ever. The entirety of the first chapter, Flame, like the entirety of it, and I just finished it, and then I think, who was it? Nova commented, "Did the stream start?" And I'm like, please tell me I didn't just do an entire stream all on my own for the entirety of an hour. And I did, because my life sucks, apparently. So yeah, we're just gonna move right on from that. Let me just quickly say again, so you guys don't have to go all the way back right now if you don't want to. But there is a Discord link if you guys are interested, and all the other details like Patreon and so on as well. But yeah, I'm gonna upload this. And we have wonderful traffic accompanying us as a backdrop sound for the entirety of this as well. Yeah, let me do that now. Give you guys some comments so you guys can kind of just get a gist of what my thoughts are on the first chapter without having to go back. So I actually really think they did a good job with the first chapter. I thought there was going to be more that was going to be happening in the first chapter than they did, but it was a good build-up, and obviously there was still a lot that did happen, aka the torture scene and Zushu getting the nails stuck inside him, which was very pleasant to read. But yeah, so that happened, and I'm quite surprised because I expected the novel to be quite different from the series, simply because a lot of people were like, please don't read the novel before you finish the series because you might find spoilers early on. So I just expected it to kind of start off in a completely different place and build from there. I'm glad you guys are finding it amusing because I'm so embarrassed. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, I think it was just, I'm surprised for where it started, but I think that it was good, and I'm impressed by the fact that we still get a good sense of Sososhu's mentality, even though we don't really get to see into his thoughts like you would in some novels. So yeah, I'm really quite happy with where it is right now. I just wish that I hadn't done what I did, but we're gonna continue and we'll see how much of the next chapter I get done before my computer completely, well, not my computer, my camera completely goes. So let me just bring up the comments here so I can follow along on that. They follow the novel pretty well, but the divergence from the novel somewhere in the middle. Okay, okay. So the first bit is fine. Let me just see, because I think I have to, just give me 2 seconds. Let me see if I can just change this. Yeah. Oopsie. Okay, there we go. We have the second chapter up. So there we go. Okay, let's us try this again. And everyone is present and accounted for this time, let's hope, including me. I was very confused, but I was like, it's fine. I don't mind having people chatting amongst themselves in the chat. It was very interesting. So yeah, anyway, let's go. There was a secret about the nails that no one knew but Sososhu. And from then on, the secret might as well be buried with him and a rare few. If all 7 had nailed in at this, had been nailed in, I'm assuming, yeah, had been nailed in at the same time while the person was unwell, even someone with profound strength like Sososhu would only have had one mere breath left in the to depart from the palace. Worse, he would probably become a lifeless lump of flesh before he could even cross the gates. Is it covering my face? Okay, let me, yeah, you're right, sorry about that. Let me just move myself up a bit and then it won't be covering my face. There you go. Okay. There you go. Where was I? But if you did one every 3 months, letting the body adapt to the nails until you can tell them apart from your body, even though there would still be inevitable in 3 years, and there would be an excruciating 18th months of pain, you would retain at least half of your core strength and could still behave like a completely normal person. Yeah, that sounds fine. Sounds wonderful. Why not? It sounds like the ideal way to live. The method was said to drive people crazy with agony, but Sososhu merely found out that the rumor was unfounded after all. Not only was he still sane, he also felt like there was no other time in his life that he was this happy and at peace. That is depressing. That is honestly just depressing. Like, can you imagine your life being so miserable and filled with self-hate that you would gladly take the situation that you're now in rather than suffer in the situation that you were in? Like, I just want to hug him, honestly. Anyone who feels like that deserves a hug. Those who had left Tian Shuang, what? Love listening to you. Thank you. Hi, Lola. Sorry, I haven't seen you in the comments for quite a while, so I'm happy to see you here. Hello. But those who have left Tian Shuang actually still had their every move monitored. Information about who they were when they left or where they died, all recorded in detail. The organization was like a giant spider web from which escape was futile until you drew the last breath. Fortunately for him, after a life of sacrifice, he had gathered quite a few loyal ones. Hi! Sorry, guys, I just need to draw your attention to just a lowly channel being in the chat. If you guys enjoy Word of Honor, Thai and Korean, and I think he sometimes does Japanese as well, any form of BL and also Supernatural, he is your man. He is amazing. But yeah, thank you for joining. That's awesome. Let's see. Fortunately for him, after a life of sacrifice, he had gathered quite a few loyal ones. Zoshu, trained by the emperor to be a master of all trades for the position of Tian Shuang's leader, was highly skilled in martial arts and disguise. It was impossible to recognize him in the moment he joined a crowd. See. True. I agree with that. And so the once most frightening individual in the palace vanished. In his place, a free-spirited, miserable-looking wanderer, riding a thin horse, gnawing a straw in his mouth while humming folk songs. It's interesting to me the juxtaposition that they have in that single paragraph, where they're basically saying the free-spirited, miserable-looking wanderer. So he looks miserable, but he's actually the most happiest that he's been his entire life. I find that very interesting. That's very well worded. And also, it's like, that also makes it kind of seem like Zuzushu is uniquely qualified in order to be able to evade the window of heaven, because most other people don't have his knowledge of how to disguise themselves and things like that. But that also makes sense why he felt he needed to go and have a disguise, because it wasn't just because he didn't want to be easily found, it was because he was afraid of continuing to be monitored, which in the series it more just comes across as he's afraid to be found and recognized, and that they realize, oh, he isn't just in a vegetative state of somewhere dying like he's supposed to be. So he became the first to actually get away from the network just like that. On his face was not quite refined mask painted with the sickly colored blotches, so that at first glance he looked like someone on the brink of death. After checking himself out while drinking water from the riverbank, he felt that the appearance suited his situation all too well. True, grim but true. And the more he looked at the disguise, the more satisfied he was with it. He conveniently stole a plain set of clothes from a farmhouse by the road. Shame, can you imagine, like, coming out and your laundry is just missing? To be fair, that has happened to my family, but it's strange and very off-putting. His robes removed and burned, an old flask tied around his waist, half full with unfiltered rice wine. Ooh, that sounds like a very harsh drink. So these are all the like traffic sounds that I try and cut out of my window, out of my videos when possible. Susashu, after realizing that his name was never once used during all those years, perpetually hidden in the dark corners of the palace, gleefully discarded any plans of using an alias and marched on his journey right away. Oh, so he actually didn't originally intend to use another alias for it. Interesting. He snuck in the most famous tavern wine cellar right away, trying all the sweet cases of wine and drowning himself in a drunk stupor. He felt elated and floating like there was no greater joy in life than this. True. But like, can you imagine him just being like, okay, I have always been a emperor certified criminal, but I'm now about to become a petty criminal just for the joy of all the wine that I would be able to drink if I stole it. It's also true. Oh my goodness. Why do I love him so much, honestly? Where on earth am I? Oh, I think I skipped a paragraph. Sorry about that. Let me just... he also didn't mind that what destination be. Jiangnan seemed like a good place, so he decided to travel there. Maybe to do some robbery along the way. Okay, sorry, I missed a paragraph there. 10 days later, after almost getting caught, he came to the conclusion that while the wine was good, its taste had become stale and a bit uninteresting, so he left the place with some silver crumbs behind. Okay, I think I get what they're saying. After those 10 days, he looked even worse, his appearance wretched and face evidently ill. The emaciation, the wine-reeking clothes, and the untamed bird's nest hair completed his beggar look. So now we're getting an idea of why Gu Xiang was immediately like, beggar, which, I mean, in the series, you also know why she would think that, but yeah, this is a very good description of that. Which was why, when he was sitting by the roadside sunbathing, a young chubby girl skipped her way around him, holding a copper coin in her palm, but not looking where to drop it. After a brief inspection, she asked, "Hey, uncle, where's your bowl?" Please tell me that's Gu Xiang. I'll be very disappointed if this is like just a random person and they decided to just combine characters, because they do sometimes do that, obviously for the sake of just introduction and plot, speeding the plot along a bit. But that sounds like it could potentially be him. What are you guys saying? Sorry. He got to that one quick, can't blame him. Hi there, I love your reaction videos on Word of Honor. Have you got a peek on... Yeah, Lucia, I have watched Advanced Bravely. That was actually, without me realizing it, that was my first BL. And then my first official BL that I like knew was a BL was Untamed. So yeah, I actually knew Gongju from Advanced Bravely, so I was very happy to see him in the lineup for Word of Honor before it even started. Let's see. Where am I? Oh, she was immediately taken away by an adult relative, leaving him unsure whether to laugh or cry. I feel like that's just the definition and the slogan for his entire life. Years have passed, most of his acquaintances gone, some in worry, some dead, some exiled from home. Susashu leaned onto a wall, stretching his arms and legs, contentedly bathing under the warm sunlight, humor curled at the corner of his lips. He started to think about what he desired, and what his desire really was after all this time. My brain just went. Back when he was still green, he always regarded himself as someone superior, welcoming any praises possible for himself. How smart was he? How cunning? How good was he at martial arts? How knowledgeable? As if not trying to achieve something in his lifetime would be the biggest waste for humanity. But now that he thought of it, what exactly did he want? And what had he lost? That is a depressing thing to be considering in his situation, because, I mean, he only has 3 years to try and make the most of the little bit of life that he has left, which is great, you know. He had thrown away his freedom to serve loyalty in the dark, his life in a never-ending circle. Anything he ever owned had to become compensation for the acts he had committed. Now he was just a loner with empty hands, having racked his brain for triumphant escape plans that put his life at risk. He even thought it was so smart smart of him to succeed. Sorry, I don't know why I'm struggling here. Yeah, he does. We're very glad that the universe decided to supply him with that, because he honestly needed it. He suddenly pitied himself, feeling like the most foolish man ever in the most foolish world. How long had it been since he let himself simply bask in the sun by the road like this? It was terribly amusing that the pedestrians walking by in a haste seemed to be in an even greater hurry than him, a half-dead person. Yeah, no, tell us how you really feel, Zosashu. That is very depressing. Let me just get a quick drink, hold on. Okay. In a nearby tavern, a bright female voice rang out. Jura, sorry, I couldn't resist. I know it's Master. I will go with Master from now on, but just that voice of Ashang's will be in my mind forever. Would you look at that man? If he is a beggar, why doesn't he own a mere broken bowl? If he isn't, then why does he keep sitting there the whole morning doing nothing and smiling foolishly? He must be an idiot, don't you think? Even though Zosashu only retained half of his martial arts skills, his hearing was excellent as ever. The girl with the noisy rode away, and her voice at a medium volume, but he didn't miss a single word. Oh my word, what an introduction to her. Before he could get a chance to silently mock himself, he heard a male voice replying, "He's just sunbathing." We love the fact that Winkashing understands Zosashu even when they haven't really met yet. I'm also interested because I heard that they don't actually have a history in the novel. So I'm kind of intrigued to see how that will affect the story, or if it will even affect the story at all. I just want to check something. What is our time like? The voice was deep, very pleasant to the ears, with every word enunciated slowly and carefully. Zosashu couldn't help but raise his head. On the second floor of the tavern facing him were a pretty young lady in a purple leaning over the balcony, and a man sitting next to her dressed in grey. Poetry, beauty, romance, love, that's why we still love fools. So you should get it all from Winkashing. Yep, very true, very true. Zoshu couldn't help but raise his head. On the second floor of the tavern facing him... Okay, sorry, I read that bit already. The latter had a wan complexion, dark eyes seemingly like they could swallow all brightness, features very distinct. He actually did not look too human. Zoshu met his eyes the moment he looked up. The man in grey really returned the look before turning his head away with no expression on his face, his focus back on the food. Oh, that's a bit different. That's quite a bit different from all the eye contact that we got in the first episode. Okay, so that's where the drama diverges. Okay. Zoshu burst out laughing, thinking about how in this vast sea of strangers he somehow still found someone who understood. That's nice. He probably looked like a madman, but still, that's a nice thought. The girl in purple was still staring at him up and down with her bright eyes. After a good while, she could no longer suppress her curiosity, informing the accompanying man, damn it, Janae, about something, then jumping downstairs excitedly, strolling to Zoshu. Hey, Mr. Beggar, how about I treat you to a meal? I forgot how blunt she is at the beginning. Zoshu regarded her lazily, shaking his head. I'd rather you brought me wine, charitable young miss. The girl laughed gracefully, turned back to her master and shouted, Master, this fool called me a charitable person. Hi, Usagi. Unfortunately, he didn't seem to listen, paying her no attention. The sky could have collapsed right then, and he would still be more concerned about his meal. I mean, that is me, but I didn't expect that to be when Cushing, so... Seeing that she was very pretty, he couldn't stop himself from joking around. Wine can attract beautiful ladies, don't you know? Hi, Misha! I didn't expect to see you here. Nice to see you. The answer surprised the girl. She then giggled uncontrollably, body shaking with laughter. Zoshu felt like Lady Luck had smiled on him, as Jen was truly full of beauty. He admired her, sighing, Dear utmost beautiful one, have pity on this poor old man. It's not nice to laugh at people's misery, young miss. I'm sorry, I don't know why him, flirting but not really flirting with Ashang is killing me as much as it is. Once more, she was surprised. Yeah, you're acting scholarly now too. She squatted down, untying the wine flask around his waist at lightning speed, running back to the tavern and coming out in just a minute. That's very quick. Oh yeah, no, Ashang would know all about scholarly. Ashang grows up in the Gross Valley after all, so her attitude is quite wild. Fair, that is true. You are not really that late by everyone else's standard, by my standard, because I started the stream for an entire hour all on my own. You're very late, but that's fine. I'm the idiot, so you are not to blame. Where am I? Why do I keep losing myself? Zoshu wanted to take it back, but she quickly retracted, smiling. I'm going to ask you something. If you get it right, I'll give this back to you and even invite you for more. If you get it wrong, I'm going to poison this and leave your belly to rot. Wow. And this all for what I'm assuming is the bet that occurs in the first episode. Zushu laughed helplessly. What a troublesome soul behind a pretty face. I mean, true. He replied, I won that flask from another old beggar. That is such a lie, I'm assuming. Who knows how many lies are in there? You can take it if you want. I'll be happier if you do. Actually, Zushu, really? I mean, that's clever, but you're awful. She rolled her eyes, giggling. I love how she's just not phased, like any other normal person would be, but she's like totally chill. Hi, Jillian. Sorry, I answered your question earlier and didn't say hi. This little devil, he thought, what a waste of beauty. He complied. Go on, ask me then. Wait, I missed another paragraph. Sorry, hold on. She rolled her eyes, giggling. So all this wine I bought you is for nothing? You make me very angry now. I got to kill you. Why? Okay. Why are you out here begging if you don't even have a bowl? Sushu stared at her. Who said I'm begging for anything? I'm simply sunbathing in this corner. Probably it is a normal morning for her, yeah. The girl startled, unconsciously looking back at the man on the tavern's second floor. It's clear that he had exceptional hearing too, but his movements only stilled for a split second after the conversation. With a straight face, he dove back into his food without care. I don't see why it's worth it. She looked up at to stare at the sun, a little confused. Sushu shook his head, swiftly snatching the flask back when the girl was letting her guard down, making her exclaim and stare at him in bewilderment. This beggar look-alike man told her, You're still young, miss. You have lots of things you want to do. It's only natural that you will make use of the time to stuff your belly full, to live your life to the best. Wow. Me, I'm already 1 foot in the grave. What else can I do but drink and sunbathe and await of my doom? I mean, clearly he knows what's up. He downed the flask in one shot, smacking his lips. You downed it? How is he just like, they just donated, not donated, but like, they just gave him wine. You would think he would like try and savor it, you know, not sure when he'll be able to get more wine again, and he just downs it. What the hell? Such good wine. Many thanks, young miss. On instinct, the girl tried to snatch at Sushu when he was walking away. She considered her kung fu to be quite competent, but unexpectedly she didn't manage to even touch him, despite the man looking like he was only an arm's length away. In no time, the beggar disappeared into the crowd, unable to be seen again. Really? That's it? Is that their first meeting? No way, she's gonna chase after him. No, apparently not. She was about to chase after him when the man upstairs spoke quietly. Axiang, even if you're not capable enough, I don't know your eyesight was that bad. Stop embarrassing yourself further. Ouch. Yeah, no, really, his liver is not thanking him, I don't think. His tone was just above a whisper, no strength to it, and yet it traveled from the second floor across the crowded streets to reach the girl's ears directly. She seemed crestfallen, no longer daring to make any rash decisions in front of her master. She looked back at the pedestrians for a moment before returning to the tavern. Meanwhile, Zosushu was swaying with his flask on his way towards wherever. Jiangnan was praised to be full of waterways, but while wandering across a small bridge and looking down from there, he found the truth was a bit of a letdown. Reckoning that no inns would welcome him, he followed along the river bank outside of the city. On the river were small fishing boats, which all acted as ferries for passerbys. I'm also surprised that we haven't yet met Chengling, like that entire scene just happened and he is nowhere to be found. So that I did not expect. It was springtime, so the boats were all stuffed full of sightseers. After great difficulty, he finally found a fisherman with his boat docked. The boat was with black sails was right beside the busy ones. It was quite a mystery how unoccupied this one was. On the shore, the fisherman was sprawled out on his back napping, face covered by a straw hat with only a head of grey hair sticking out. Zulshu went to sit beside him, waiting for the old man to wake up. Yeah. Was it just me who for a moment when I saw this fisherman thought that it was the guy that they tortured in like the first scene? I'm talking about in the series, not in the novel, obviously. But after just minutes, the fisherman was unable to sleep anymore. He yanked the straw hat away from his face, huffing angrily, staring at the younger with great animosity. Damn it, don't you see? I'm not gonna curse, so he's sleeping apparently. He cursed. Zushu wasn't at all offended. Hey old man, wanna do some business? The fisherman cursed again. Your mouth is for speaking. Is your mouth for speaking or farting? Really, dude? Speak up if you want to use the boat. He's trying. You're the one that's like super impatient. Okay, I'm glad to hear it's not just me who thought that. Zosushu blinked, suddenly understanding why this one boat was idle compared to the others. Yeah, because he's way too rude. He stood up and followed the old man morosely. Do you have anything to eat? True, he did look like he recognized Zosushu. I don't mind leftover rice, he asked without shame in between the fisherman's passionate swearing sessions. Oh my goodness, I just love how as an assassin, Zosushu couldn't care less for how much this guy is cursing and for how rude he is, because he's like seen way too much to be fazed by anything. A damn reincarnated hungry ghost to her. The other one spat. He fished out a pie with evident teeth marks on it, throwing it at the younger. Zusushu giggled, biting into it without a care while walking onto the boat. That is gross, but I mean, he's only gonna live for 3 years anyway, so I don't think he's too worried about, like, if what he's eating is like healthy or anything like that. The fisherman started rowing away. He stole a glance at Zosushu, still fuming. Oh my word! This is not going at all the way that the series is going. Like, there's a thread, and I'm following that thread, but so far I was like super looking forward to the meeting with Winkashing, and that was underwhelming. I'm like, how the hell are they gonna have the official meet cute now? Is it gonna be when they're fighting in the beautiful forest with all the like plum blossom trees, or what? I don't know. But we actually managed to get through another chapter. I can't believe it. And that all before my camera died. I'm really impressed. So yeah, that was YOLO. True. Like, if there's one person who can genuinely use that phrase unironically at this point, it is also Shu. So yeah, that is the end of the second chapter. I have a bit of mixed feelings about this. Like, honestly, the series just did this bit so well that I'm like, where is it now in the novel? But I'm also, because it's quite different from the novel, I'm now more intrigued about where the actual things then would happen. Like, where is he then going to have his official first meeting with Winkashing? How's that going to come about? And also, how is he going to meet Cheng-Lin? Because, you know, that didn't happen there. I mean, like, logically, as a filmmaker, you know that they cut away certain things and they merge certain scenes for time and just, adaptation's sake. But it's quite jarring experiencing it this way, because usually when I experience it, it's because I've already read the novel and now I see it on the screen, but now it's kind of reversed. I'm seeing it on the screen and now it's different in the novel. So that is very interesting and strange, but I'm quite liking it. So I don't know if you guys maybe want to do like a quick few questions or something before I go off, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do another chapter before my camera dies. But yeah, that's my current thoughts on it. Would you guys be interested in me doing more of these? I don't know if it's something that you guys would enjoy, because I know I'm not like the smoothest reader. This was more just meant for fun and kind of to break the ice with lives, because I didn't really know what other kind of live you guys might be interested in. So yeah, any thoughts? Let me just see if the live chat is still doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, so there's one vote for more. And then I did also want to mention, so okay, so I did also want to mention that I am gonna be trying to do the first episode of the concert next Sunday. It's gonna be quite a long video, so that's why I'm only gonna be able to do it next Sunday. Tomorrow's Word of Honor related video will be the last Avenue X video. Okay, at least it seems like you guys did enjoy it. That's good. I'm vehemently interested. Thank you, Flame. Like in the in the Discord, when I was putting up a poll to find out if you guys would be interested in this, I said that if someone was interested, they should vote, or if they're vehemently not interested, then they should go vote no. So thank you. I'm glad you're vehemently interested. I have no idea. Yeah, why not? Like, Lola, you can definitely give it a try. I had a lot of fun, even though I was like stuttering through some of my words and things like that. I'm glad this was my first live, even if I wished that I hadn't made that stupid mistake in the first hour of the live. But yeah, it would depend on like when I'm able to do it. Worst case scenario, it would be every second Sunday, because I work every other Sunday. So I would have to do it then, or I could maybe do it on another day in the week. It would just depend, but I'll give you guys ample time and heads up if I do decide to continue with these. But yeah. Oh, and then I did also want to mention, along with the concert and things like that, on the 30th of this month, a new Priest series is going to be starting. It's a 3D donghua. I think it's called The Defective, something like that. So I'm going to be starting my reactions for that whenever possible, like as soon as possible once it's aired. So that is going to be a new reaction series on my channel. So if anyone is interested in more of Priests as Diptations, then that will be another one. And obviously you guys know I have the Guardian reactions up as well. So what if someone read it and you listened to the story? I don't know if that would be possible unless someone would be willing to collab with me, because like I don't have family members who I could ask this of. Like my parents are there, but I wouldn't want to ask that of them. And as far as I know, there aren't any English audiobooks. So that's my only thing. Oh, okay. We can chat about that on Discord if you want. Because I'm not sure. Yeah, same, Annie. I'm not sure either. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, we can chat about that on Discord. So yeah, any other questions before I end it? I think my camera is probably like gonna die relatively soon. So yeah, any more questions or any suggestions for other videos that you guys want to see? Because at the moment I'm kind of in between series. I'm glad that the priest one is gonna be coming now, so I will have something more to do, and there's a potential collab coming up that I don't want to mention too much of at the moment because it will depend on the other person's schedule and like availability, let's put it like that. So yeah, I'm just gonna give it like 5 more minutes, and if everyone is happy then I will sign off. And yeah, and of course we just had to have another motorcycle coming by to say hi before I leave. Let me see if I can find the name of the priest of adaptation. Just give me 2 seconds. It is Kanzepin Fangzhe Xingkong. I'll link it below if you guys want me to. But the English name for it on my anime list is The Defective. Hi dear, how are you? I have heard of Thousand Autumns. I do want to add it to my list because I've had like a decent amount of people asking for it. I just, because of that collab that I mentioned that might happen, I've been kind of hesitant to start anything else. So yeah. Ashes of Love. Oh, like a Chinese drama. Okay. I think I've heard of that. Another one that I really want to watch that's a straight historical fantasy is, what's it called? Love and Redemption, I think. A lot of people have told me about it and it sounds very interesting. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to do Thousand Autumns at some point. I'm just not sure when. It will all depend on the collab. And I am like 4 weeks away from finishing Untamed, so then another space will open up and then I might be able to take Thousand Autumns on at that point. But anyway, if you guys do end up going back to the first hour that I was on my own for, and you have thoughts on some of the things that I mentioned there, feel free to like comment and let me know because I'd appreciate everyone's feedback. As I said, I'm kind of a bit lost on what I want to do next. Farewell, My Concubine. No, I haven't watched that one. I think I've seen it on my drama list once. Like, just seen the title somewhere. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I haven't. What's is a movie? I want to do one movie watch a month, so I might try and work some of those in. There's another one that I want to watch called, I think it's Wu Liang. That looks very interesting, and that one's only like 38 minutes long or something like that. So that one is a lot more manageable. So I think maybe that will be my next movie. I'm not sure when though, because right now I have some Patreon things that still need to go up for this month, and then I'll like start working on what I need to schedule for next month. Let's see. Yes. If I'm not mistaken, I think, no, I can't remember who recommended it to me, but I looked at it and I'm like, yes, this is definitely going to be the next one that I watch. Yeah, let's see. At one point when I was still like deciding what to do for my lives, I thought I would do a video. This one wasn't for my live, I'm wrong. At one point when I was thinking about what to do for my 2,000 subscriber milestone, I was like, should I do a video where I talk in my home language and just put subtitles and do like a normal Q&A but in my home language with subtitles? Because I was just like, I don't know what to do. So now we have a live that's like 500 subscribers late, but anyway. Okay, I thought it was you. I was like, I don't want to just assume that it's you, but I think it was you who mentioned it. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. So okay, I think we are more or less done for today. So I will be uploading this on my channel once I've just edited it down a little bit because I don't want to be boring everyone. My home language is Afrikaans, so it's similar to Dutch, Danish, a little slightly similar to German or Finnish as well. So yeah. But yeah, so as I said, I'm going to be editing it down, and then I will be putting timestamps and things like that to ensure that everyone can skip around as they need be. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It was cool to actually be able to interact with you guys as I was going through this. I might do like a rewatch of something at some point and do a stream then, but my only thing that is kind of stopping me from that is if I don't want to be copyright claimed by YouTube while doing the stream. So I don't know if you can just make a Twitch, like, I don't know if you're allowed to just make a Twitch account and immediately upload on it, or if you have to be like go through a vetting process or something. I have no idea how Twitch works, but I don't think they're as strict with the copyright as YouTube is. So that's something I'm like having in the back of my mind, because it would be fun to be able to do like rewatch streams with you guys where I can watch something that I've already watched that we can chat about, that I don't need to be so focused on every single event like I would be with something that I'm completely unfamiliar with. Ah, okay, cool. So where are you from? Because for me, the one language that I feel I can more or less understand while speaking my home language or listening to someone else is Dutch specifically. Danish and Finnish, some, not all. But yeah. Okay, well, I think that's it. So I'll see you guys in my next video tomorrow, and I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, wherever you are at. But otherwise, 再见.